At him because he threw this can at me and everything else that had happened. And when I did that, he bolted up the stairs. And, you know, there's only, I mean, he was up the first flight of stairs. Again, I'm on the mezzanine, which is in between two flights of stairs. He bolted up the steps. And I don't know how he managed to get his hands in my hair so fast, but he had his hand on the back of my head, my hair, and kind of was yanking me down and hit me in the face with this cast he had. I just remember this brief struggle we had before we kind of break away. Whitney, my sister, all of a sudden put herself in between Johnny and I. She just threw herself like in the line of fire or whatever. She just all of a sudden was there and was trying to get Johnny to stop. Her back was to the staircase and Johnny swings at her and I just see my little sister with her back her back to the staircase, and Johnny swings at her, and I don't even wait for any other, I don't hesitate, I don't wait, I just in my head instantly think of Kate Moss and the stairs, and I swung at him. And all of my relationship to date with Johnny, I hadn't landed a blow. And I, for the first time, hit him. Like, actually hit him. Square in the face.
Now, keep in mind, Moss has never publicly accused Depp of abuse, and in interviews, she has spoken kindly about him. Let's take a look at the moment one more time with the focus on Depp's team at the mention of Moss's name. Take a look.
I don't hesitate, I don't wait, I just in my head instantly think of Kate Moss and the stairs, and I swung at him. And all of my relationship to date with Johnny, I hadn't landed a blow.
Attorney Jenni Brown still with us. Jenni, on direct examination, if you want to open that door and I'm going to cross, I'm coming in, I'm going to ask those questions. Do you think Heard's team thought, oh no, we didn't want you to go there?
I definitely think that's what happened. I think the court by this time has already made it very clear what they're going to allow into evidence and what they're not. But those rules change when someone opens the door, and that's exactly what she did there. These are the moments in trial that attorneys wait for and hope that there is a slip on the stand, and that's exactly what happened here.
And you could tell by the reaction they were not expecting it, so I can't wait to see the rebuttal case by Johnny Depp. Now we want to move ahead, though, to our next moment at number 17, the testimony of front desk employee at the Eastern Columbia building, Alejandro Romero. The witness captured the heart of the internet, giving his testimony from his car and actually vaping during his video deposition. The moment that even took the judge by surprise was when he began driving during the end of his testimony.
Ever heard treat you well, and was she friendly to you in each of these hundreds of times?
Yes. I'm not gonna say no because she was really always nice.
All right, this is my last.
Be nice.
All right, this is my last question. You testified in response to Mr. Presidio's questions that you testified truthfully in all of these occasions. Did you testify truthfully to everything that you testified in response to my questions today?
That's correct.
All right.
I did.
All right. That was a first, I'm sorry.
I will say, Your Honor, that is the most bizarre deposition.
Okay, all right, I was just gonna say, I've just never seen that before. I've seen a lot of things, but I've just never seen that.
Driving that.
Yeah, that did it.
Please don't do that at home if you're testifying or under oath. Romero did testify, though, in spite of that, to very important matters for Team Depp. He said he never saw Johnny Depp be violent or abusive and never saw any bruises or cuts on Heard's face when he saw her only 4 days after the final alleged physical dispute of Heard and Depp.
They asked me if I remember seeing anything. I said, I just don't recall seeing any marks or bruises because she was just sitting in front of me. I just don't remember seeing anything. Just don't remember. If I would have been so obvious, like someone had like a black eye, I would have like, whoa, you know, I would have seen that. And I would have remembered. She was like 3 feet away from me. She was right in front of me. I just don't remember seeing any marks, bruises, or anything.
But you don't know whether she was wearing makeup to cover it, do you?
No, I don't know. No. She was wearing any makeup to cover it, probably. You know, the probably you would cover any bruise, but you cannot cover the swelling.
Were you looking for swelling?
No. Like I said, I was not looking for anything. I always make eye contact with someone that I'm talking to, but I'm not looking to find something like oh, your makeup is wrong, you haven't have changed your eyebrows, or your eyelashes are not even, or I'm not looking for anything. I'm just looking at their eyes, and I'm not looking for anything else. But if I see something, I will probably will remember.
If you saw something, right?
Yeah, I would have probably would see, like if she had a swollen, like if she was wearing makeup, probably would have been seeing the swollen. I probably would remember that. But I was not looking for anything. I was like, oh, you know.
How swollen was Amber on the 25th of May? How swollen was her cheek then?
Well, according to the pictures I've been seeing right now that you're showing me, it was pretty swollen. I probably will remember that.
Jenni, what compelling testimony. An eyewitness saw her 4 days later and repeatedly said, I didn't notice it. I didn't see anything. If it was that swollen, I think I would have seen it. How credible did you find him?
I mean, he comes off as a genuinely nice guy. He also seems like, look, we are beating a dead horse here. I've talked about this so many times. But he says, if I noticed something, I would say I noticed something. I didn't see anything. Could she have covered it up? Sure, that's possible. But if it was swollen, I would have noticed that. This is someone who knows her, who sees her frequently, who says, look, she was kind to me. But I'm just telling you that I didn't notice anything that day.
All right, and the judge even says, I've never seen anything like this before. But let's bring in what social media has to say about this witness. Dion says, this guy, firstly, buy him a mega pint. Secondly, buy him a muffin. Thirdly, get him some memes and then a bloody big pay raise. Best laugh I've had all through this trial. What a guy. Fame is knocking at his doors. From today, he is my hero. Good on you, sir. It's a shame he didn't go to a drive-thru and start ordering a burger and fries. Now, that would have topped it off. All right, coming up, we continue to look at the most talked about moments in the civil trial of Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, including testimony from Heard's former personal assistant who claimed Heard was verbally abusive to her.
I specifically remember standing in her office where she leapt up out of her chair, put her face approximately 4 inches from my face. She was spitting in my face and telling me how dare I ask for the salary I was asking for.
Call now.
Mr. Depp, is this the version of the op-ed that you recognize?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was your reaction when you saw it?
Shock. A blinding hurt. It was like somebody hit me in the back of the head with a 2x4. And this was the opportunity where I thought, something's got to be done. I couldn't take it anymore.
Testimony resumes next week in the Depp-Heard defamation trial, and Amber Heard will retake the witness stand for her cross-examination. Now, we're also learning that Heard's legal team is expected to call Heard's sister, Whitney, Johnny Depp's Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas co-star, and ex-girlfriend Ellen Barkin. Also, Johnny Depp himself. But as we await the trial to continue on Monday, we're taking a look back at some of the major highlights from the trial so far. At number 16 on our list is the testimony of Amber Heard's personal assistant, former personal assistant, Kate James. She testified about the verbal abuse and instability of Heard while she was employed, and also described Johnny Depp as a Southern gentleman and nothing but kind. Let's take a listen to some of her testimony.
When was the first time that you remember Miss Heard telling you that all wasn't right in the relationship between her and Mr. Depp?
I don't recall exactly when it started, but it was usually her complaining and crying due to, I would say, insecurities within the relationship more than anything else. She would be very, very insecure a lot of the time.
Did you ever believe that Mr. Depp mistreated her?
No.
You never believed, Miss Heard, that Mr. Depp had mistreated her?
No, never. And there was never any damage to the apartment that I witnessed. There was never any aftermath of anything ever that I ever saw.
She felt insecure about her relationship. Is that correct?
Yes.
Can you expand on that? What do you mean by that?
She didn't like being away from his physical presence.
Did Ms. Heard tell you that she felt insecure when Mr. Depp wouldn't be present with her?
Yeah.
Other than telling you she felt insecure about her relationship with Mr. Depp, what else did Ms. Heard say about feeling insecure?
She told me she didn't like hanging out in his house with his friends because it was boring and they were all old men playing guitars and it wasn't interesting to her.
What was your impression of Mr. Depp?
He was very peaceful, very calm, almost shy, and very quiet. And I remember he was wearing red suede shoes because I didn't know where else to look. I looked at his shoes. It was like a... It's a weird recollection, I know, but I'm just being honest.
Did you ever witness Mr. Depp be rude to anyone?
He's such a gentleman. He's like a total Southern gentleman. So no.
You said you felt that Ms. Heard was verbally abusive to you. Can you provide me with any specific examples of this behavior?
Yeah, it was just so random and ongoing. You would never know when it was going to come left of center. I do remember on one occasion when we were moving from part-time to full-time, and then the salary negotiations became a real bone of contention. And I specifically remember standing in her office where she leapt up out of her chair, put her face approximately 4 inches from my face. She was spitting in my face and telling me how dare I ask for the salary I was asking for, which was in fact approximately half of my regular annual salary. I was offering her that as a favor, and she felt that gave her the right to spit in my face.
Still with me, family law attorney Jenni Brown. Jenni, honestly, okay, she testifies as to verbal abuse by Amber Heard, but verbal abuse, is that really the point of a defamation lawsuit, or does it need to be instead evidence of physical abuse?
I think what's important here is a pattern of behavior. And one of the main ways that we show false allegations is a pattern of behavior, bringing people who you have been in a relationship with in the past or employers. And in this case, it's sort of the reverse. It's showing Amber Heard's pattern of behavior as being the aggressor, as being a dominant personality, right? And that's exactly what Johnny Depp's team is trying to show, is that he was not the one that was violent in this relationship. It was her.
And if you were to look into your crystal ball, do you expect that Amber Heard's going to present any witnesses that say Johnny Depp was verbally abusive, Johnny Depp hit Amber Heard?
Well, I certainly expect her sister. And, that's a very biased witness. It's somebody who is probably going to testify to exactly what they've discussed over the last 5 years that they were going to say. If an independent person comes, then that's going to be some stronger testimony.
Well, we want to talk about a little bit of the social media reaction. Heard's former personal assistant was very blunt in her video deposition. Court TV viewer Teresa Rassam said on our social page, "This seems like a hostile witness. She is very berating, but I like her." How credible did you find that witness, former personal assistant for Amber Heard?
You know, I would say somewhat credible. She doesn't seem like she has a extreme relationship to Johnny Depp, where some of the current employees or the bodyguard could be a biased witness for him, right? They're dependent on him for their employment. However, she could be very upset about the way that Amber, treated her on that one occasion, or an issue related to salary. So she could still be very sour about that and want to hurt Amber Heard, because the reality is people lie under oath all of the time.
Right, that is the reality. You and I both know that, and it may be surprising to some, but probably not to us. Let's talk a little bit just about court logistics, because a lot of people have been asking, how can she call Johnny to the stand? Because he's already testified, she already had a chance to cross-examine him. But we have to remember this is also a countersuit, meaning that she is suing Johnny Depp for $100 million. So she has the opportunity to call him as a witness. Strategically, what do you think they're going to gain by that they haven't already asked him when he did testify?
So they're calling him as a witness for their case in chief. So it's going to be different questions, and possibly something that they are saving for her case. But what's going to be interesting is they're both limited on time, and she has even less than him. So they're going to have to be very strategic with the witnesses that they have left.
They only have 26, 25 hours respectively in the last 20 seconds. Do you really think that's enough time for all of this evidence to be presented, including cross-examinations?
I don't. I think they're going to have to pick and choose what's most important. I think that that's what they're working on right now, in addition to really preparing Amber Heard for cross-examination, because it's going to be brutal.
I agree with you. In terms of, I don't think they have enough time to present everything they've said they're going to present. We'll see what happens. All right, thank you so much, Jenni Brown, for joining us today. We always appreciate your expert analysis. All of you stay with us, because after the break, numbers 15 through 11 in our top 20 countdown, including an awkward moment in